At OPTAVIA, our mission is to offer the world lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. The following audio contains the personal testimonials of independent coaches and clients within the OPTAVIA community. Their results are based on the unique experiences of their journey. We cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. We hope these stories inspire you to continue your journey with or join OPTAVIA, but please note they have not been verified and your individual journey to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you speak with a healthcare provider in the US or a doctor in Singapore and Hong Kong prior to beginning your journey with OPTAVIA. Additionally, this audio may contain income or earning representations of some independent OPTAVIA coaches. We cannot guarantee financial success. Success with OPTAVIA is derived from successful sales efforts, which require hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. OPTAVIA acknowledges that this audio may be accessible to OPTAVIA coaches in the US, Hong Kong, and Singapore. For independent OPTAVIA coaches operating in the US, please see the OPTAVIA Income Disclosure Statement for statistics on actual earnings of US coaches under the US Compensation Plan. Please note that the Income Disclosure Statement only applies to independent OPTAVIA coaches operating in the US under the US Compensation Plan and does not in any way constitute any representations as to actual or potential accrual of benefits for Hong Kong or Singapore coaches under the International Compensation Plan. Yours in Health, the OPTAVIA team.
Well, good evening. Oh my gosh, we are so excited to be with you here tonight. As you're coming in, make sure that you tell us where you're coming from. Just let us know where you're at. What part of the world are you here?
Let's blow it up.
Let's blow up the chat. We are really, really excited to be with you tonight. We're Jeremy and Lindsey Nix, and we are proud independent OPTAVIA coaches. Tonight, you're about to hear some amazing stories of transformation. You're going to discover why OPTAVIA is so needed during this time in our world's history, and the secrets. And I love that. We're going to use that word a lot tonight because I love that. The secrets behind why so many clients and coaches are seeing such amazing success with their bodies, their minds, and their finances.
I am so glad that you are here tonight with us. It's going to be an awesome night. But before we jump into all these stories, maybe we should start by getting to know each other a little bit, or at least letting you know a little bit about us. So Jeremy and I, we've been married for 19 years. We have 2 teenage boys, and we discovered OPTAVIA in December of 2016, kind of out of a desperation. In reality, though, actually, we discovered OPTAVIA in 2013 when our coach began her coaching journey, but we were actually cynical and skeptical and slow on the uptake to realize what was all possible for us.
Yeah, I was a first responder at the time, and I was working shift work, and I had worked out really hard to lose all the weight I needed because I was the second oldest person in my academy. I'm proud of that now. Wasn't so proud of that then. And I knew I needed to get into shape and I needed to lose a lot of weight. And so I worked really hard to get into that academy. And then as soon as I was out of that academy, old habits came right back and I let myself go. Yes, I was the cop who ate the donuts.
It's true.
The rumors are true. I gained all my weight back and then some.
Yeah, and I was a fitness coach who built a large following and a business of helping people work out. But most of my fitness challengers were stuck. And honestly, if we're being real, I was stuck too. Yeah. So I was just, stuck in my own health, but I was stuck in a life of having to outrun my fork. I don't know if anyone can relate here, but I was trying to outrun my fork, and I was really held prisoner by what my next selfie could look like. It was just I was just at that place of pure unhealth.
Yeah. Here's when everything changed. I was involved in an incident at work, and because of my health, I couldn't defend myself. I actually almost lost my life until a citizen from the community I worked in stepped in and saved my life. And it was a wake-up call. Mm-hmm. My habits were costing me everything. I remember calling Lindsey to first tell her that I was on my way to the hospital, but I was okay. And then I said to her, I have to do something. I have got to change this. I never want to imagine not coming home again. Here's what's crazy. I had that wake-up call, and then I waited 4 more months to reach out for help.
It's true. And about that time, Jeremy was ready for real change. I injured myself, and I immediately started to gain the weight. My energy was awful. My doctor told me, you got to stop working out for a season. And for a fitness instructor, it was like, oh no. But that reality check actually did show me that I had more to change. I needed something that was going to be sustainable for my own health. And I really needed to change how I was leading the people that I was trying to help.
And so we secretly, there's the secrets, we secretly reached out to our future coach. And this is what we said. We said, hey, we need to do your diet thing and lose a couple pounds. And then we just want to get back to life. And she said to us, and I'll never forget it. She said, I don't do diets, but if you'll trust the whole process, I will help you transform your habits and your life. Mm-hmm. And I said to Lindsey, as we walked away, I said, that's a really, that's a great catchphrase. But I said, sure. But here's the deal. No one can know. This has to be a secret because it could affect Lindsey's business. And we didn't want anyone to know what we were doing. So selfish. So on December 26th, 2016, because no time is better than the day after Christmas, right? we jumped all in. We threw up the leftovers and we jumped in on our journey. And our coach was right. We didn't just participate in some diet like we had done in the past, but we actually took steps that transformed our habits and eventually the course of our family's journey.
Yeah, amazing. I learned things along the way about my own health and habits that I never had realized. I discovered really what it meant to fuel my body for change rather than to like beat it down in the gym for 60 plus minutes every day. I learned how I could burn fat without hurting myself. And man, to eat well and feel good, there's nothing better. And then people started asking me what workout I was following because they had never seen me look so lean and so happy. And, you know, all of this while I was injured and my doctor putting me on this mandatory rest, I had never felt better.
Yeah. And I lost 35 pounds for myself, which was awesome. I learned about triggers that had led me to the poor eating habits, but I also applied what I was learning to the other areas of my life, including my marriage, including how I was parenting my boys. And I discovered something that health, physical health, was impacting my whole life. I say it a lot and I mean it, that health craves health. Yeah. As my body started feeling better, I wanted that same feeling to translate to my mind. I wanted it to impact my relationships, even how we were handling our finances. We originally said, no one can know. This has to be a secret. But here's the truth. The changes were so great in both of us that we had a hard time keeping a secret. Yeah. It all really came to a head for me when my oldest boy, he and I were driving home from a sports practice, and we were laughing because I wear the same size clothes as he does now. And so we were laughing about it. And then all of a sudden he got real serious and he said, Dad, I'm so glad you did this. I was a little slow to pick up what he was talking about. I thought he meant because he wanted to borrow my clothes. And I said, what do you mean? You're glad that I lost weight? And he said, no, Dad, I'm glad you got better because I'm not scared to mess up in front of you anymore. I had no idea until that moment that my poor habits weren't just bad on my body, but they had impacted my children. I found out they'd impacted my wife. And I walked in the door and I told Lindsey, I just said, I got a coach. I got to do this. I know a lot of guys at work whose kids are scared of them and whose wives don't want them around. I'm going to help them with this because everyone needs this.
Yeah, and so we did. Well, first Jeremy jumped in and he began helping people experience what we had experienced. And for the last 4 years, actually, we have helped a lot of dads and a lot of moms. And honestly, anyone who's ready for not just a diet, but really for life change.
Yeah. And it's changed their lives. And we're so grateful it's changed our lives. And now we get to do this full time and we get to coach so many people into the transformation that they desire to have. And so tonight, let's talk about where we're going to take you on this journey to discover what your next step is. We're going to start with mindset because, as you can see, the mindset matters. We're gonna be awakened to the secrets. There's that word, the secrets of lifelong transformation.
Yeah, and skill set's everything. We want to show you how to decide. We want you to decide what it's going to look like for you to move forward in your health And we're going to have so many great stories tonight that are going to inspire you from people that who I keep saying that, who have successfully created it for themselves.
Yes. And we're going to give you some simple steps. I like simple. And that's one of the things I love about our entire process is it's simple. We're going to give you some simple steps to move forward in your journey towards optimal health. So here's the thing. We found out a lot about, you found out a lot about us. We want to find out a lot about you. So here comes the first poll, because this is interactive tonight, guys. So as the poll comes up, tell us who you are. Are you here tonight as an independent OPTAVIA coach yourself? Are you experiencing the full trilogy of OPTAVIA? Are you here as a client and you're on your health journey? Or are you here as a guest? And if you're here as a guest, welcome. But just click on the poll. Who are you? Which one best describes you? So that we get to know a little bit more about you, since we kind of told you everything about us. So
yeah, we're glad you're here.
We're glad you're here.
And so we've shared a little bit about our story and how OPTAVIA has impacted our lives. We are really thankful for this man and his vision for helping the world get healthy. I will never forget the first time that I heard Dr. Anderson, and I was amazed at the heart that he has. He is an amazing physician. Dr. Anderson was the valedictorian of his medical class. Hello. Trained in open heart surgery at the Cleveland Clinic. He's a 10th board certified critical care physician, surgical critical care director at Grandview Hospital, and the department chair of anesthesiology for 18 years. Wow. Success. But Dr. Anderson is the co-founder of OPTAVIA, and he's an integrated presidential director. And his books, which we're totally going to dive into, Dr. A's Habits of Health and Your Life book, provide independent OPTAVIA coaches with a groundbreaking approach to really start exploring habits of health. Yeah. It's our transformational system that we use with our clients to really create that optimal health and well-being, which is everything. Dr. Anderson is actively committed and wildly driven in developing and maintaining weight loss and disease control in the U.S. Jeremy and I have had the pleasure of spending time with Dr. A, and let me just tell you guys, his heart and his mission to see the world get healthy is definitely one that we stand behind, and we are so grateful for you, Dr. A.
We are so grateful for his vision, for his knowledge, and what he's done to help our family, and what he's doing to help millions of people. So as you can tell, I'm all about feelings. I love feelings, but I'm also a dude who likes the stats. Show me the numbers. And I want you to look at these stats, you guys. This is why OPTAVIA is so important and so needed in our world right now. I mean, obesity has almost tripled since 1975. And almost every single one of us lives in a place where obese people are dying at a higher rate than those who are underweight. People that are in relationships, conflict, right? Finances, they're in conflict over finance. Almost 70% of people are stressed about money, and more people are worrying about financial problems while they're actually on the job that's giving them a paycheck. Worry is overtaking us. And this one reminds me of what I was like before my son said, "Dad, I'm glad you got better." Last year, the rates of depression and anxiety in the US almost tripled compared to the year before. When's the last time you asked somebody, "How are you doing?" and you haven't heard about emotional pain and struggle? We as a society are facing unhealth in our bodies, in our minds, in our finances like we never have before. We have to have a way to transform our lives for optimal health. Mm-hmm. And that's really what OPTAVIA provides. Dr. Anderson created the Habits of Health, the Life Book, the Transformational System to empower us to take steps forward toward optimal health. With this system, you get the tools to identify what you want out of your health, what you want out of your life. And then what I really love is you can take steps forward to creating those habits that will lead you to the life you want to create.
Yeah, and that's what was missing for us was the tools. Like, okay, we realize that we have these triggers and these bad habits, but what are the tools that we can use to replace these things? And what I love about these tools that we put into your hands, that there are 26 different elements that we use, that are designed to really equip for that transformation of our habits. And one of those elements is element 3.
And that's our
It
favorite.
is our fave. And that's really giving you tools to create what you want. Don't we need that? Right? We need tools to help us create what we want.
Yeah.
And element 3 is really that for us. And in this element, you're going to discover what's at the heart of building in the new habits that will support your desired outcome for your health and for your life. And it's really not just enough to know what you want.
Right.
That's important. But if you're going to change your life, you're going to need to develop the ability to actually take that ownership. Aren't you ready for that? Aren't you ready to take back that ownership of your choices? And that really happens when you're creating small, sustainable choices in your daily life that will then lead to that lifelong transformation. And that happens when we create those small changes. And in element 3, you're going to take 4 steps to create new habits. This is just one element, you guys, but 4 steps to create those new habits. I'm going to run through those real quick. 1, you can learn to use this structural tension to start to organize your habits. And then 2, you're going to build in these habit loops for whatever specific habit that you're working to create. 3, you're going to identify those tiny habits, or what we call micro habits, that you can instill along the way. And 4, you're going to connect today's choices to the immediate rewards, which we all love and we need, is like that instant gratification, but also for those long-term rewards. You guys, we are creating a lifelong change for health. And we use those 4 steps and we focus on one big or macro habit at a time to build that success in along the way. And so you're learning all of that in just one of the 26 elements. And this is the kind of transformation that sets OPTAVIA apart. It's really what was missing in our own lives. And it's why our clients and our coaches are so successful.
Yes. See, this is what I love. This is what's so awesome about the life book and the transformational system. That's just one part of our entire system.
Lots of goodness.
But we want to give you a complete look at the entire system, the entire process. The secrets of lifelong transformation. It's a turnkey system. It's 4 full components, because you see, our goal isn't just that you just reach a specific number on the scale, but that you develop a mindset and the skill set to optimize your whole life. Yeah. So each of these secrets, each of these 4 components working together, that's the key. That is the key. So the first is having an independent OPTAVIA coach. Every client, every coach, everyone, every leader has a coach that's going to help guide you on your journey towards physical health, financial health, mental health. A coach is simply your guide. A coach isn't done with their own journey, because optimal health is a lifelong process, but they're just a few steps ahead, which means that a coach understands, and I love this, my grandpa used to say this, and this is what coaches understand: where you are, I have been, and where I am, you can be. And coaches are there to guide you along every step of your journey. Yep. And then the second component we already touched on, and that's the Habits of Health transformational system. Because transformation happens when we change the way we think. The Habits of Health system, it's more than a number on a scale. Yeah. It's the educational piece that helps you become aware of triggers and habits that have held you back. And I believe awareness is a powerful, powerful gift, because awareness gives us choice. And choice gives us power. The life book is not just there to give you choice, but it gives you tools. It allows you to build in new choices, new habits. It will equip you to rewrite your story for the long-term habits you desire.
I love that. And the third part is our community, our OPTAVIA community. And we're going to introduce you to some of our friends that are part of this community. And the truth is we become like the people that we spend the most time with. Think about that. Think about the people that you spend the most time with. Are they bringing you up to next level, or are they keeping you down? Because as you choose to move forward with your health goals, they're right there. They're there for you to grasp. It is imperative for you to surround yourself with other people that are also moving forward. And your body's going to change, your mindset's going to change, even like your demeanor is going to change while you're on program, and people are going to start noticing and asking you questions, which is so exciting. And we've got a really great community in OPTAVIA that you're going to be able to plug them into. And it becomes really a natural step for you to invite those that are wanting what you got. They're going to want what you have. And every time that happens, I am so proud to invite these people into our community. Jeremy and I have said this a lot. We came in just wanting to lose some weight. And what we didn't realize is as we surrounded ourselves with this support structure and these people that are in our community, yes, we've met some incredible friends. We've built some amazing relationships. I hope you know that we cannot do this journey alone.
Yeah. That's
why we have to use all 4 of these components. We've got that coach and this community and the habits of health. And Jeremy and I can say this. We have grown more in the last 4 years of surrounding ourselves with these people in our community. Yes, we have rich relationships, but man, we have grown more in our 4 years of being part of this community. It's fun. It's a fun community to be a part of. There's a ton of great Facebook groups, habits of health calls, podcasts. There's just a ton for you to take advantage of it. And the important thing is that you don't go at this alone. And the last component is our fuelings. And here's what I told my coach after the first week of fueling, because I was feeling so good, because I had more time on my hands because I was not meal prepping for 8 hours on a Sunday. Amen. You remember that. Kitchen a mess. And I didn't have all the meal prep containers that were stacked all over our house and crowding up our fridge. I said, I kind of always wanted to be able to lose weight. Like, just give me the food I'm supposed to eat. I want to feel awesome and just shed these pounds. And I got good news for you, because that's really exactly the simplicity of what our nutrition plan looks like. We teach you to eat 6 times a day. We drink a lot of water. We eat within the first hour of waking up. We fuel our bodies every 2 to 3 hours. And that's why I love that we call these fuelings. Okay. They're like training wheels for laying a solid foundation for the long-term health. And what's really fun at the beginning of your journey is that all the work is done for you. Yeah. You don't have to count calories or figure out macronutrients, because, oh boy, have we tried that. And here's the truth is I'm not good at math. So the thought of trying to figure out like the calculations of what I need so that I'm going to lose this weight. No, it's simple. You're going to eat 5 fuelings a day. We teach you what a nice lean and green meal looks like so that you are fueling your body. Again, fuel. You're fueling your body to run at a high performing rate. And it's pretty much goof proof. Food is fuel for you. I want that to get into your head, because that was a huge shift for me. Food is not a friend. It is not here to comfort us. It's meant for us to function at our best. And that's what you get with this system. And we do have multiple plans depending on your goal. So it would be best for you to reach out to the person that invited you to this call tonight. Get together, you'll do a health assessment, and you're going to figure out what your needs are that's going to best match for your goals. Yeah.
So there's the secrets. But
the secret.
I think we should do another poll.
Let's do it. Okay, so I want you to take a second. Which of the 4 components are valuable to you?
Yeah. So you see all the 4 components up there. Is it the transformational system? Is it the coach? Is it the fuelings? Is it the community? You can click all that apply. I mean, I have favorites, of course, but they all matter, right? So click all that apply to you, and we'll share those with you in a second. So I want to introduce to you now, though, a story of transformation. I want you to meet my friend, Tony Manu, who has just wait to hear and see what is possible for you, because this is secrets put to action. So Tony, would you just join us, pop off mute, join us and share your story of transformation?
Thank you. Jeremy and Lindsey, just for giving me an opportunity to share just a little bit about myself. My name is Tony Manu, and I was that busy dad. I was at work 80, 90 hours a week, come home, 4 kids. It's even crazier at home. So, being at work was kind of like a little peaceful time because I got to do what I wanted to do, but at home I had to do what I had to do. So my life was just fast, crazy hours. Whatever it was, I had no time to really focus on me. And my health was always on the back burner. We were like everyone else. We tried diets, we tried whatever it was, we've tried it. I'm sure everyone else has done the same thing. And I just didn't have time to go to the gym twice a day like I wanted to. And then I told my wife, I'm done. This is hard. I pretty much just threw in the towel and told her, I'm gonna rock this dad bod. I'm in my 40s, I'm married, 4 kids. What do I have to prove, right? And I never really thought about my health to that level. And then in March, I get laid off. So now I'm stress eating really. And I put on probably like 15 pounds in 6 weeks maybe. And my life just starts going downhill, and I'm just getting bigger, and my wife tells me I'm snoring louder and I'm hard to breathe when I'm sleeping. And in March, that happened in March, and then everything was just going bad. August, I see one of my coworkers that I haven't seen in probably 5 months. And I asked him, dude, what are you doing? I almost didn't recognize him. What are you doing? And he told me he lost 50, 60 pounds or whatever. And that's all I heard. He goes on explaining, but I'm just focused on how much he lost. And I was like, I want in. That's it. What is it called? I'm in. I'm whatever it takes. I want to sign up. And he tells me about OPTAVIA. So I tell my wife, and my wife is like, you know what? I think my brother or my sister-in-law's on that. So they referred us to their coach. And I was already signed up before I actually signed up. In my mind, I was done. I'm signing up no matter what. There was no stopping me. So September 2nd was my first day, was my day one. And it was just easy. The way we looked at the program, the way we seen the guide, if it wasn't in the guide, it wasn't in our mouth. And it was a simple plan. Eat your fueling, 2.5 hours, eat another fueling. And we pretty much just stuck to the program. We kept it simple and we made it work. In the first month, I lost more weight in my first month on program than I've had probably the whole year of working out 2 times a day when I had a chance to work out. And just the simplicity of this program, it taught us that, all right, we don't need these big meals. We don't need to feed our cravings. We need to feed our bodies what our bodies need. And we learned that each fueling that we're eating has all the proper nutrients that your body needs to get you into that fat burn. And I rode that out as long as I could till I got to my goal weight. I got to my goal weight of 190. I started at 250 or whatever it was, but I got to my goal weight. And our coaches convinced us to coach, because at first we're like, nah, that's not for us. So he pretty much kept talking to us and putting in our head, there's people out there that you guys can help. So we thought about it and we're like, all right, yeah, whatever, we'll just do it. So we started sharing how we were feeling. We had so much energy the next day. We kind of felt guilty if we didn't share this feeling with people, this program with people. Then we had that guilty conscience, like we're not doing the right thing. So we started sharing. And as a coach, it was just another layer of accountability. So now I have to stay on my health. I have to start really digging into these books, into the community. And we're sharing, and it has helped us tremendously. My kids have their father back. My wife has her husband back. We're just all around happy people now. And I've never even realized how unhealthy I was until we got on this program. And it's crazy to think now I look at food a different way. Like Lindsey said, food is to fuel us. And now that's what we do. Now, as of today, all we do, we love to share the program. Our clients' victories fuel our passion to keep pressing forward, to keep making this transformation for the next person and the next person. Just keep reaching out. And that's what we're doing. We're loving the program, we're loving the people, and we're just sharing our feeling. And that's where we're at today. We're pretty much just loving the program and loving life as it comes to us.
Tony, thank you so much, man. There's like not one, I could listen to you tell your story time and time again, because it's exactly what happens. You were all in before you went all in, and now you're all in and helping other people go all in. And that is the beauty of what this program's all about.
Yeah. And so if you're like Tony, it's like, I was ready before I was actually signed up. Just wait. There are more amazing transformational stories to share. But first, we're going to jump in to see those poll results.
Yes. So let us see what those results were.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Look at them. Okay. All right. Awesome, you guys. I mean, like I said, I have my favorites, but I will tell you, I checked all four. I checked all four. So thank you guys for participating. And again, thank you, Tony, for your story. Guys, this is what it's about. This is what it's all about. And so before we move into our next story, I want you to take a look at this wheel. We call this our Trilogy wheel. You've heard us talk about it, the healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finances. That is the trilogy. I call it the trifecta, but it's the trilogy of health, because it's just like when those things are operating at the highest level, life is going well. And so what we've done is we want to give you this and get you to start thinking. We've kind of broken it down into kind of it almost looks like a dartboard or a scoreboard, if you will. And each section,
10 right in the middle.
Yeah, you got that perfect 10. The goal is to be at a top 10, a perfect 10 in all three components of the Trilogy wheel. So take a look at it for a second. Look at the healthy body section. How would you rate yourself? Maybe if you're brave, throw in what number you'd give yourself in the chat.
Yeah.
But if not, just kind of give yourself in your mind, like, where am I at with healthy body? How do I feel physically, my sleep patterns and those types of things? Then take a look at the healthy mind area of the wheel. Think about your strongest relationships, your fulfillment, hobbies, your spiritual growth, the community you're a part of, even how you're feeling at work. How would you rate yourself there? Kind of take a mental note there of what your number would be, knowing, again, 10's the goal. But consider your number. And then finally, look at the healthy finances section of the wheel. This has always been a struggle for me. And if you're like the 72% of other people that are worried about money management, like maybe that's where you're at. Yeah, you're not alone. Are you confident about what you're saving for the future? Do you feel freedom in your finances? Do you have the resources to create great experiences and memories? That has been a really big thing for us. We never thought we'd vacation together when we were young. When we first got married, we just didn't have it. And so that really hit home for me. And so, or do you just need more time freedom? Shift work, right? Like me, shift work.
Yeah, spending more time with our family.
Yes, spending more. So we're going to come back to that in a little bit, but I want you to make a mental note right now of where you would rate yourself in that Trilogy wheel in each of those areas.
Yeah, our goal is to really get you to move all the way in, right? Move all the way in. And while you're thinking about that score, we're excited to introduce to you our really good friend, Tori Mehciz. And her story is so powerful. It's just one of incredible transformation. You're going to love her. So Tori, are you there?
I'm here. Thank you, Jeremy and Lindsey, for this amazing opportunity to be on this call and just share a little bit about what has happened in my transformation. So for me, I was very much like Lindsey. I started this journey wanting to only lose weight. I had joined a gym and I wanted to win a fitness challenge. I'm a very competitive person. And when this challenge was presented in front of me, I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure that Lindsey, my coach, can tell me how I can lose weight and I can win this challenge. And so I immersed myself inside of the program with the mindset to only lose weight. And my coach kept telling me to get into the life book, and I was resistant. And then all of a sudden, I decided, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and see what this life book has for me. And as I dug into the life book, a huge stirring started to happen inside of me. I realized how unfulfilled I was in my life. I realized that the job that I had at the time, I resented. I hated it. The relationships that I now had were centered around that job. I truly had lost who I was as a person. Outside, everybody thought that I had it together. I had a very successful business. I had all the things that people might think of as a successful person, but on the inside, I was really, really just hurting. I had struggled with life crippling depression and anxiety for the majority of my adult life. And because of that, I missed out on the morning routine with my children. Sadly to say, I missed out on about 6 years of seeing my children off to school. And as I dug into our program, I fell in love with the pancakes. And all of a sudden, I was waking up before the alarm clock went off. I had restorative sleep. My kids were waking up and they were seeing their mother inside of the kitchen making pancakes, which then turned into me making my children pancakes. And I am so grateful for the stirring that has happened, not only from the Fuelings, but because of the life book. And because of me digging into the life book, I realized that I was created for so much more. And for me, what that much more was embracing health coaching. And I am so grateful for this amazing opportunity of coaching and what it has provided for me, because not only do I have an amazing community of friends and family members that have come alongside me to experience this, but I am seeing people change the trajectory of their family's life as much as I have seen in mine. My children have gotten their mother back. My husband has got his wife back. My friends have gotten a friend back. I no longer sleep my life away. I no longer just want to be in my bedroom away from everyone. I want to be where my people are at. And can I tell you, Lindsey is so right when she talked about the 5 people that you surround yourself with. You emulate those people. And I'm so grateful for the community, because some of those 5 core people in my life are a part of the OPTAVIA community. So I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so grateful for the life book, which radically changed my life and got me to take a step of boldness and walk into coaching. And I'm never looking back. I'm so thankful for this opportunity. And thank you so much for having me here today, Jeremy and Lindsey.
Tori, thank you. I have heard her pancake story multiple times, and I gotta tell you, it's getting your energy to live your life to the fullest. I hope that you heard that, because Tony alluded to it too. My kids, my wife, they got me back. Tori, her boys got her, their mom, the pancakes. She woke up for the pancakes.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's taking the small step to go, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to have the OPTAVIA pancake.
Yep.
It's not about the pancakes at the end of the day. I hope that you heard that. It's about the life that she was missing out on, that her boys were missing out on, that's now moved her forward to being fully present.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
And that's why we call it the trilogy.
Yeah.
You heard Tony's healthy body and how it impacted his mind. You heard Tori's healthy mind, healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finances. So speaking of that, I want to ask you, as you're considering this,
we love our polls.
We love our polls, and it's time for you to participate again.
Yeah.
We share, you share, right? That's how it works. And so which areas of the Trilogy of Optimal Health would you like to improve right now?
Yep.
Would you like to improve healthy body? Would you want to improve for a healthier mind? Do you need help with healthier finances? Which would you do? So put in the poll. We'll share the results in a little bit. This is so much fun.
I know, and I don't know about you, but I am super pumped after hearing Tony and Tori, and I hope that you are encouraged. And here's the beauty of what you're probably noticing. There is a ripple effect.
Yes.
It is like a domino, man. When you are up there, and not that you're falling down, but man, you cannot help. But once you've decided to get healthy, that you're going to impact others.
Yep. People are going to notice.
They're always going to notice. And I always tell my clients, you're going to see such incredible results. You're going to be you're going to feel like a new person, and you're not going to be able to help it. You're like a walking billboard. And, you might laugh about that, but it's true. You're going to see really incredible results. And I know that people told me, Lindsey, there's just something different about you. And I know people at work asked you, like, dude,
what is going on?
Who are you? What's going on? I know I see you eating those Fuelings, but like, what is it? You show up different in your own life. And there was like this different light of even the way that I was showing up on social media, but also in my whole life. And one of our coaching partners actually told us, I feel like I'm finally front stage in my own life. I'm no longer hiding backstage behind the curtain.
Yeah.
And the truth is if you're ready to become fully alive and fully present, there is a different kind of shine, and we're here for it.
Yes.
So all day long. So when people start asking about your transformation, you've got two options. You can obviously refer them to your coach. Your coach will take good care of them. But I always tell my clients, hey, it's really great if people are noticing, just introduce me in a group text. But you can talk to your coach or the person that invited you, because obviously they'll have a preference of how they want to do that. But number two, you can choose to pay it forward.
Yes.
And I want to remind you that I was in the fitness industry. Mm-hmm. I had no intention on coaching this program.
I loved being a first responder, and this was supposed to be a secret.
Totally. So, however, like a lot of clients, and what Tony said, it's too good to not share. It's too good of a gift to not give it away. Yeah. It's too good to keep to yourself. So it's great for accountability, to hit and maintain your goals, and really to surround yourself, like Tori said, with other people that want to level up in her health, because now she's spending time with the people that are in this OPTAVIA community, because we're all leveling up. And I always tell people, when they decide to coach, it's kind of like health insurance on your program that you've already invested in. Because Jeremy and I, we lost our weight. We just keep gaining more health in our lives. As we've coached our clients into health, we just continue to level up ourselves in our healthy bodies and our healthy minds and in our healthy finances.
Yeah.
So,
and what's so great is, I say this, it is amazing. I love that I lost 35 pounds and my kids got their dad back and my wife got her husband back. What I really love is when I help someone else experience that kind of freedom in their life.
Totally.
I love that.
Yep.
So with that, here it's time.
Yeah, some poll results.
Let's do the poll results, you guys. So, okay, look at that. Okay, yep. Awesome. I mean, I know that. Okay, again, I always let my secrets out. Like mine was definitely when we first started, it was healthy body, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I need the healthy mind. I want to work on that, and then I work. So no matter which one of these you fit into, just know they work together.
Yeah,
it's the perfect 10 across the board,
right.
The trilogy. And so, so we want to take some time, you guys. We did talk about like maybe you do want to partner, maybe you do want to take that next step, and you're like, I'm interested in finding out more about this coaching and not keeping this secret to myself.
Yeah.
And so there are some really great benefits that we've experienced, and so many are experiencing from coaching. It reinforces your decision to be healthy.
Yep.
It has kept me accountable because I'm helping other people. So it's such a reinforcement of my own decision because I'm in it with my clients. I'm in it with my community.
And paying it forward, you make a difference.
Yeah.
So, I mean, man, that passion and that purpose, it's super fun.
It's super fun.
So
I don't know if you've
rewarding.
noticed, but we have a lot
having
of fun. And it's extremely rewarding. Like I said, there's nothing like helping someone else experience freedom in their life. The compensation is great.
Yeah.
It's great.
I mean, if you need to fulfill some financial needs or you've got some big goals like Jeremy and I did, that's awesome. And
we kind of operate on the currency of goodwill. Like we're just paying it forward.
Yep.
And it's so good. And it gives you the opportunity to leave a legacy in multiple ways.
Right.
I'm leaving a legacy of health in my family.
Mm-hmm.
That ripple effect of health, literally, it infiltrates your family and friendships, leaving legacies in lots of ways of freedom.
How you want to give,
yes.
Whatever that looks like for you, you can choose if you want to be a part of this and choose what the legacy is of what you want to leave behind. So long after you're gone from this world, what do people get from the life that you've lived?
Yeah.
And I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for coaching. And part of that too is, again, meeting people like Tori and Tony. And we're really excited to introduce you to one of our coaching partners, Rachael Morris. And I love your story, Rach. And I love what coaching has done for you. So Rachael, come on, girl.
Share with us about what coaching has done for you in your healthy finances.
Awesome. I'm so excited to be here tonight with you guys. I'm Rachael Morris. I am in a little over 3 years of coaching. And when I started, I was a new mom for the second time. So I really, like all these other amazing people, I just wanted to lose the baby weight. I had just gotten off of a really rough pregnancy and just wanted to feel good again. I was really struggling with postpartum depression. And when I found OPTAVIA through my coach, it really was a lifeline to help me not only just have more energy and care for my 2 kids, but really get back to feeling like myself again. Because I think sometimes that's what we miss, with going into motherhood, is losing a part of ourselves and really wanting to gain that back. So I was obviously super successful with our program and leaned into that, but I will be the first one to let you know that I also was really skeptical and had no intention of working this business. I knew that it was a possibility and that it was an option for me. But to be honest, I was working a very great job in the oil and gas industry. I had a very busy life. I had 2 kids. I had a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, and I was working 40 hours a week, at a desk job, at an oil and gas job. So for me, I didn't, think I had the time, or I really didn't need the financial part of it. So for me, coaching wasn't really on the radar until my dad asked, "Hey, you're looking real good. Like, you've obviously have more energy, like you're losing the weight. I need help. What are you doing?" And so for me, that was kind of the open door for me to step into coaching. And so I decided to jump into it to just help my family. And what I thought I was jumping into was so much more, just because it really snowballed. And, people were seeing the changes in me. And as just being open with my story, it just encouraged them to want to take control of their own health as well. So I started coaching, and within a couple of months, just really started to realizing what a gift this was and how it was really impacting not only my physical health and that accountability, but our community also is so great. And the finances was pretty awesome too. We started to dream as a couple again. My husband and I, we are a 2-income family. So we have always both contributed to our household and finances. And it was really exciting to start thinking about what was possible with OPTAVIA. And then, shockingly, into my coaching journey, the oil and gas industry decided to have some cutbacks. And I went to work on a Friday. I got a paycheck on a Friday I wasn't supposed to get a paycheck on. And then I got told my complete division was getting cut and I was without a job. So I went from being 50-50 in finances in my household, providing and taking care of some things for our family, to losing my job in an instant. And what could have been a very uncomfortable and stressful situation, I actually saw as an incredible opportunity to go all in with OPTAVIA. So, finances definitely could have been something that was super stressful in our family, but I'm just so grateful that we had such an incredible opportunity with OPTAVIA so that we didn't have to feel that burden of financial stress for our family in what could have been a very uncomfortable and stressful time in our lives with me losing my job. So that happened, and we just went all in on coaching on OPTAVIA and was able to really find success in what we were doing, and we're dreaming dreams that we never thought were possible. We didn't really need the finances to begin with, but now we're thinking about things of, wouldn't it be cool if we could travel with our family? Wouldn't it be cool if we could give more to our church than we've ever given before, which we actually got to do last year? So finances wasn't something on our radar. It's not something we needed, but now we're thinking of the possibilities because of what OPTAVIA provides and how they have been able to provide such an incredible opportunity with this business to take care of us, and also not just take care of us, but how can we take care of others also with the financial margin we've received. So starting out, just wanting to lose some weight, get my baby, pre-baby body back. But what it has provided has been life change, not just for myself and obviously my health and our family, but for the financial part of dreaming and leaving that legacy for my kids or for impacting other people. So for that, I couldn't be more grateful.
Rach, thank you so much. And, the beauty of your story is impactful. And that's not just for Rachel. That's not just for Tony or Jeremy and Tori. Every time we jump into one of these webinars, I always come away inspired by all that life change that's happening around us. It's such a beautiful ripple effect. Yeah. So these are real lives, and you are not the exception. Like, this is for you too. And we're going to wrap up this call. So just give us a few more minutes. Yeah. We want to just explore a little bit more, since we're talking about coaching, as what your next step and what that could look like for you. And OPTAVIA moves through 3 competencies. So you learn one competency at a time, and then you move to the next one. So if you look here at this chart here, everyone starts out at that coach level. Okay. Coaches acquire and support clients. Okay. Then the next, in addition to acquiring and supporting clients, the next step is a business coach. And that's where you acquire and work with coaches and then teach them how to become successful along the journey. And then the next level is a business leader who works with clients and builds teams of coaches and other business coaches. And really, truly, the degree of compensation that will follow these skill sets and the level of it is really the level of activity. And as your skill sets develop and your activity grows, your compensation will follow. Yep. So what I love most is this is a relational model. This is all about people. People always come first. Always. Yeah. It's about people helping other people. And when you help someone else, that's good for your overall being. And Rachel just finished out her story sharing that. Like, it is so exciting to not just experience this for herself, but help other people and families start to work towards building that legacy.
And it's about you. And I love how you get to choose how you build your business. You know what? You're self-employed, you're independent coaches. Yep. So you get to choose. You can work full or part-time depending on how you want to go it. It has low startup costs. I am like so grateful for the low startup costs, because it made it real simple for me and easy for me to go, yep, I'm in.
And I'm grateful I don't have to carry all the Fuelings at my house.
Yes, no inventory. No inventory.
I don't have to ship it out myself.
I love that we work from anywhere.
Yes.
We work from anywhere, and we have it's a flexible business for busy people. Busy people. We were busy people.
You've heard us all tonight. Yes. We all have kids.
Yeah.
We all have families, whether they're, your kids are really highly involved in sports or all the homework that comes along with all of this. That flexibility is allowing us to work into those pockets of time in our day that we have. And I want you to know that you're not coming in alone.
Yes.
You are going to have support and training. And as you start to work towards building whatever kind of coaching business that you desire, you are going to have that mentorship and that support along the way.
Yes. Yes. So what are the action steps? What are your next steps? I want to just give it to you real simple. Reach out to the person who invited you to this community time tonight. Reach out to them. They saw something in you.
Yeah.
At some point, they saw something in you. So reach out to them.
Yeah.
Make the decision right now. I believe everything starts with a decision. Make the decision to incorporate the Trilogy of Optimal Health so that you can change your whole life and reach your goals. And then jump in. Come
on, what are you waiting for?
Jump in all, like the secret's out. Just jump into all that OPTAVIA has to offer.
Yeah, tonight you heard amazing stories of all the life change and the transformation. But it's time for you to make that decision. Join us, join our mission. We really, truly believe that lifelong transformation does happen one healthy habit at a time. So you might decide that you got to get started on program for yourself. Okay. You got to start experiencing that life change in your body and your mindset, like all of the other stories that we had on tonight. And you might be on here tonight that go, can I do both? Absolutely. You can jump in as a client and a coach, or you are a client and you're ready to begin to pay that forward. It takes a minute to get started. So join us today, join us tomorrow, but don't wait. Your life change is literally on the other side of this choice.
Yes. And so with that, speaking of it, join us next week. Join us next week as we dive into one of another favorite element 8, how to fuel your body for optimal health.
Yeah, Lisa Castro's amazing, and we're looking forward to spending more time with you next week. Thank you for joining us tonight. Everyone, have a really great evening.
At OPTAVIA, our mission is to offer the world lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. The prior audio contained the personal testimonials of independent coaches and clients within the OPTAVIA community. Their results are based on the unique experiences of their journey. We cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. We hope those stories inspire you to continue your journey with or to consider joining OPTAVIA. But please note that they have not been verified and your individual journey to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you speak with a healthcare provider in the US or a doctor in Singapore and Hong Kong prior to beginning your journey with OPTAVIA. Additionally, this audio may have contained income or earning representations of some independent OPTAVIA coaches. We cannot guarantee financial success. Success with OPTAVIA is derived from successful sales efforts, which require hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. OPTAVIA acknowledges that this audio may be accessible to OPTAVIA coaches in the US, Hong Kong, and Singapore. For independent OPTAVIA coaches operating in the US, please see the OPTAVIA Income Disclosure Statement for statistics on actual earnings of U.S. coaches under the U.S. Compensation Plan. Please note that the Income Disclosure Statement only applies to independent OPTAVIA coaches operating in the U.S. under the U.S. Compensation Plan and does not in any way constitute any representations as to actual or potential accrual of benefits for Hong Kong or Singapore coaches under the International Compensation Plan. Yours in health, the OPTAVIA team.